everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's Rebound to Riches. Today I'm here with the fabulous Coach L. Good afternoon, Coach L. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you, Bree. Hello to everyone. Today, we're going to talk about financial codependency and see if you have seen the signs or in, I guess, your interactions or other people's interactions. It will show up as soon as you see the signs and it becomes conscious, then that's the first step to overcoming those. I don't know, should I just jump into it or we're going to talk about something else first?
No, jump into it because we talked a lot about, working on ourselves and doing some of the things that we need to do, like the saying I love you, and if you were with us last week, that was kind of where we left off, and we talked about heading into looking at finances, looking at our financial health per se. And so yeah, I think it's a great starting place.
Okay, sounds good. So, and look and see if you're avoiding money conversations to keep the peace in relationship. And is there a way that you're using money to control or manipulate the relationship? Do you feel responsible for your partner's financial well-being? Are you constantly bailing out your partner from money troubles? So these are the signs that you can, take a look and see if there is something going on. And this is the first step toward the change that you want to build in your relationship with your partner. So, what do you think about these signs, Brie?
Well, like, okay, so they can show up in little tiny places, right? So maybe you bought a little something extra for yourself where you were out shopping or you did, and then you're like, you don't want to show the receipt, not that they're checking, but like, you know what I mean? There's this feeling. I mean, we're feeling guilty because we bought something for ourselves. It takes it there's this kind of, you're almost hiding what you did, or you do the thing that I used to do all the time with, oh, but I got it on sale, it was such a discount, I hardly spent anything, I got a deal. And so you're just trying to make it okay when the conversation should have been long before that happened, right? Am I right saying that?
Yes, and what does that make you feel? Let's say I had incidents with clients that they would buy some shoes or whatever they wanted to buy and they leave it in the back of their car for days. So when you walk in the house and then what does the interaction goes? How do you feel? Your body, is it in like you're stiff in your body? Because whatever we feel, we can feel it in our body. But a lot of times we are in our head and we don't pay attention to our body. So I'm kind of inviting you to see if we do anything that is regarding money for yourself,
All the
and then
time.
you
All the time.
and then you feel that you shouldn't have done it, and there is like this, negative feeling. See where it is in your body, because that's what the pain comes. Not today, not tomorrow, but if this is on continuous basis and you feel guilty or sad or, not good enough to buy that for yourself because your partner would say negative things, or the money conversations go to the negative part and comes anger and all that stuff, then see how do you feel in your body. It's very important because we talked about self-love last week, and then being financially content. So if you're in that space that you're loving yourself, you need to take care of your body. You need to really be in tune with who you are, not just in your head, but really look deeper, so we won't get these pains in our back and our shoulders. And so I don't know what happened, but I have this pain. But if you really look deeper, it's because of those emotions that the negative emotions that has been there, and you really didn't pay attention to it, and you really didn't think about it, address it, being conscious about it, talking about it, and it just gets in, being in your body, stuck there.
Yeah. It does. Well, and I think that it does that too, not just, maybe it's just maybe you don't have a partner that you have to like answer to or whatever to say, what are the choices on how we're spending our money kind of a thing. Maybe you just, you don't have a partner right now and you're living your life, but then you go and you make those purchases. You see something and you buy it all of a sudden, right? And you're like, and then you have that guilt when you just for to yourself,
Right,
like, oh, I
exactly.
shouldn't have done that, and I had to pay this bill, but I went and spent the money on this, or I thought I deserved a treat, but I probably should have been like, and so then we're just feeling so guilty to ourselves about what we're
Yes.
doing. How do we
Yes.
fix that?
So the key is to always really uh, befriend yourself. Ask yourself, uh, is when I buy this, would that make me happy? Is it okay for me to buy it? Am I gonna, in my bank, do I have enough money to buy it? Is that okay? I mean, have that conversation with yourself and make sure. And if you're buying it without, okay, you know what, I deserve it. I want this bag. I want this, I don't know, sweater. I want, it's beautiful. I want it and I deserve it. And I'm going to take care of it, and I'm going to pay for it and be happy every time I wear it. If it comes from that space of knowing, uh, and you have that conversation with yourself, then every time you're going to wear it, you're going to be happy because you had that thought, you had that interaction with self, and it's okay. But if just unconsciously buy something and then you're not happy about it later and you blame yourself and you have shame about it, whatever negative feeling that you have about it later on, it's because you have not really processed it with yourself, to see if that's possible for you to get it and it's make you happy and you smile. Let me tell you, my thing is I love lipsticks. I have maybe 20 or more. So, and I really don't need to buy another one. Every time I go buy one, I I look inside, in the mirror, look at myself, and I ask myself, do I need one? Do I want one? Is it okay for me to get one? Because, this is the color that, whatever. I have that conversation with myself. A lot of times I don't buy it because I say, I have five of the same color. Sometimes I just say, you know what? I deserve it. I'm going to buy it. Doesn't matter if I have so it's just that, allowing yourself to enjoy your purchase. And
Yeah.
that's the conversation that you can have with yourself prior in buying it.
I'm gonna guess because while you're talking, and I got so many things I want to talk about now because you got my brain just kind of going ding, 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 ding. But we don't even maybe realize the guilt that we're feeling or what we're holding on to about something because somebody will remind us of that, and it just like dawned on me. If I bought a really nice sweater, right, as maybe I spent a little extra on it because it was just really beautiful, and I know it was a little expensive, but I still bought it anyway. Or maybe maybe I don't need a sweater at all, and I got it at a sale price. I will tell people that I got it on sale. I'll be like, oh, but I got it such a great deal. Thank you. But I had such a great deal on it. And that's almost like me telling myself again, it
It's
was
okay.
okay that you bought it.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I do that all. Oh my God, I do that all the time.
Yeah.
All
So
the time.
I have a tip for you.
Okay.
You remember you said that, uh, I get the guilty feeling and all that stuff. So it's all about that. I mean, forget about the item. Doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about allowing yourself to love yourself. So in order for us to ask ourselves that question before we purchase, if we do anything, it's being able to, it comes to that exercise of the mirror every morning, to look into your eyes, because that that exercise will give you, that allows you that space to come from, to get out of your head and go to your heart. Because when you look into your eyes, it's actually going deeper, to a deeper part of you, and it will allows you to really have that inner loving conversation with yourself. And if you get to do it every day or every other day and keep continuing, it makes a huge difference. And there's more, another exercise that I can give you, but this is the key. The first key is just doing that mirror exercise. I did a, a workshop this Sunday, and I had 20, no, 12 ladies there. And it was interesting because when I did a laser coaching on two of them, and inside that coaching scenario, I add that mirror work. And every time, doesn't matter who it is, I base it on what, the questions and answers that I interact with them. And it always works because I do a visualization for them with the mirror work. And it works because uh, through what I, step by step, when I take them to that mirror and looking at themselves, they visualize it. Even if it's not the mirror there and they're just closing their eyes, they see themselves. And it's amazing what they come up with after when you're done. Because, that work kind of gives you the question to your answer. Because I believe that all the answers is within us. So, so mirror work is amazing. And if you guys haven't done it before, I really encourage you to really uh, at least do it one time, second time, to see how it works for you. So,
Right. And like we're talking about just looking in the mirror. I mean, that's what this is about, looking in the mirror and talking to yourself and telling yourself, I love you. You're amazing. You're like whatever it is you want to say to yourself, because we don't talk to ourselves the nicest all the time. We're pretty hard. We're harder on ourselves than anyone else, and so that's what you have always recommended, and that's what we kind of left things last week. It's like, let's start trying this and start doing this, and it does feel awkward and strange, but good. And it's it you have to practice
yeah.
to start believing the things that you're saying, I think.
Yes. And it's when you look in the mirror, look into your eyes, because as I said, it's going to your kind of coming outside of your head, and you're going to a deeper part of you, to your heart, when you do that. Because when you look inside, they always say the eyes are the uh,
Window to the soul.
window to the soul, and it's true. It goes deeper, to a deeper part of you. So yeah.
Okay, I want to move because one of the things, I mean, we have some things that are coming up. We've got the holidays coming up. I know I've already started holiday shopping.
I
But
have done
one,
too. Yes.
yeah, but I think, and I've got a lot of people to buy for, a lot of kids, and now we've got, son-in-laws and all, grandchildren, different things, right? So it's an expanding list, which means more money and trying to plan things out for that. But I think it's really healthy to discuss and set limits and boundaries before you get out there and just start grabbing at all the sales. And especially when we see, Black Friday comes along and there's all these great deals and there's all these different, there's so much temptation on what we're doing with our money, and we can get a little out of control with what we do. So what are some things that you would recommend, before the holidays come, that could help us be better or do better with financially?
I mean, understand where you are, have that budget, that what's going to I mean, to me, it's all about writing it down or putting it on Excel or however you want to do it. And the names of the people that you really feel close and you really want to exchange some gifts with. And have a budget for yourself. And don't feel guilty if your budget is, I don't know, $200 instead of what you really want to spend is 600. So it just at at the end of the day, it's a gesture that you give the other person, that love that you give the other person. It's all about that part of it and the way that you speak to that other person. It's important. Then, if you buy something is $5 or $50. It's just the way that you put that love in that wrapping, in that the way that you really, even if the way that you give it to that person is important, to make sure that you have that love inside and you're giving it with the gift. Don't feel guilty about it. It's just about who you are and how you want to interact with these people that you love. And, it's have your own budget. Everybody has their own budget in giving gifts.
Yeah, I think it's important to talk about it ahead of time and to set the boundaries and what spend, and maybe you don't have much. I actually do better on gift giving when I have very little to spend because it forces me to think outside the box and I can't just go pick up a gift card or go buy something here or there. I actually have to put time and effort into creating something and putting together. It can be small things, but I'm looking deeper into what it is I'm giving them instead of I just need I need a $50 gift or I need a $25 gift, whatever. I'm just going to get something. But if I was like, oh, I can only spend $10, I'm going to look at, well, I could buy some materials and I could create something and make something for
Yeah.
that person or find an interesting way to put something together. I've got gift bags that I'm going to be doing this year and I don't want to spend a ton of money on them, but I also want it to be something that each little piece of it's going to mean something. And I think we do better when we take that money side out of things. We get so driven by money and we do have that guilt. And then, of course, the New Year's arrives and it's like the credit card bills start coming in, right? And all this, like all the spending that we have done now comes to like, okay, now it's a reality and that bill is due. So, what tips do you have? I want to be conscious of our time. I'm trying to pace myself here today. Um, what are some things that we can do for our relationship when we are and I don't want to say just like buying gifts, right? But as we think about that balance so that we're able to do the things that we want and we how do we have those conversations to talk about money where okay, we got this upcoming holiday, we're going to be spending some extra money here, so what do we where it's got to come from somewhere, so how do we have those kinds of conversations?
Yeah. So, it's the agreeing on the shared goals and financial goals and responsibilities. Um, so we were talking about gifts and what is our need. A lot of people know what they don't want, but they don't know what they want. So explore what your needs are in a relationship, what your needs are in interaction, in giving the gift and receiving the gift. So you won't be disappointed. And it's okay to have that conversation and tell your partner, I love when you give me gifts, and this is what happened last year. I really love that. This year I would like to have some, I don't know, perfume or whatever it is that you want, uh, or just going on a weekend trip together. Whatever it is that you want, it's easier to have that conversation than don't say anything and then you become disappointed at the end of the day, because they sometimes people cannot read your mind. It's not easy And if you're not having those conversations with your partner on a regular basis, then you don't know what he likes, or he doesn't know what you like, and it's just not going to work. But if you have that conversation and give him some direction lovingly, then of course it's going to work. And then you can ask the same thing, I would love to buy something for you that you really, it sits well in your heart. What is it? Give me a few things, and I'll pick the one that I think, and I know that you like more, or whatever. Just have that fun conversation, and get three or four things from your partner that they like to have, and then pick one or two, or however you want to do it, as far as giving the gift. So it's
Yeah.
easy when you look at it this way. It becomes hard and like distracting and like very far when you don't put yourself and you open your heart and have that conversation from the part of loving part of yourself.
Yeah,
And it will.
100%. Yeah, I mean, and I think as I know, as I get older, the most precious gift that I can be given is time, right? Time with the family. I many times recently at the last few holidays will just sit back for a moment and watch the family all together interacting with one another. And that's the biggest gift that I get at the holidays, is because I know how hard it is to get everyone together now, because kids grow up, they start their own lives, they get families, they go do things. And the gift of time is one of our most precious gifts these days. And so sometimes that can be, and it all it costs you is your own time. It doesn't cost you anything monetarily, right?
Yeah.
So so as we go into the new year, I know we've got some things coming up to help you with finances and help you get ready for the new year. And we're excited for that. We're going to put some links in the description of this so that you can find links to what we have cooking for the end of this year going into January. Before we wrap up today, I know you have a lot of free courses over on the Great Discovery, things that people can get their hands on right away. If you wanted to go ahead and share something that you think that would be a great starting point for people to hop into, I think I would love to share that with people.
Yes. So the I did a survey from my email list, and what came up is most of the people have that self doubt. So um, I put together a complimentary ebook about self doubt, and it's all about those thinking about those limiting beliefs about ourselves, and how we can look at it, sit down with it, feel it, and then get ourselves to another level of the positive part of it, because that self doubt will really rule us instead of being uh, good for us. So I'd be happy to put that on in the description, and they can just download it, and it's only like maybe 10 pages, so take a look at it. There's some exercise on there so you can answer those questions, and and see where you are.
Absolutely. And we love working on the Great Discovery. If you don't know that much about the Great Discovery, we would love to invite you to connect with us or schedule a meeting with us or come to one of our morning meetings where we answer questions for people and give you an introduction of what the Great Discovery is about. But it is basically the most amazing e learning platform out there. We translate into 168 languages, and it is geared for course creators to share all kinds of content, from videos to ebooks to instructional manuals. There is so much to learn over on the Great Discovery, and we would love to see you come over and check it out. Take a free course, because we want to know what you want to learn today and how we can help improve your love life and your self love and all of the things. Elle has so much over on the website, and we're going to link that below in the description. Thank you, Elle, for hanging out today. What are we going to look for next week?
I
Good
haven't
question, right?
yet, but yeah. So maybe next week we're gonna talk about our new 30-day program that we have starting December 1st, because I think changing your mindset to start the new year with this positive attitude, with having that morning ritual with us, is a game changer. I mean, I personally have my own person that I talk to almost on a daily basis to keep us in track in what my goal is in my own life. So it's best to, because things happens around us, life happens, all this stuff. We look at or listen to the news, and then our mind gets distracted about what our path is for our own life. So we actually, Bree and I put this together for our audiences, to be grounded in what they want to do for this coming new year. We also are going to look back and see what has happened in our lives in this past 11 months, and then this last month of the year we're going to kind of ground ourselves to what we're going to manifest for this new year.
I'm excited. I'm looking forward to this so much. There's going to be so much available to you in this program. We're going to share more about it next week and put the links for all the things we talked about today will be in the description. We will share that with you guys. Thanks for hanging out with us today. Rebound to Riches is on every single Tuesday afternoon at the same time. Come join us, learn more, and see what we're up to. We want to hear from you. So let us know what your thoughts are and what your questions are so we can answer them here on the program. Thanks, Coach L.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Bree. Thank you, everyone.